Coach, playoff fever has immersed South Florida as we are at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Straight ahead, we pull the curtain on the postseason with an AFC wildcard matchup between our visitors and the Miami Dolphins. What twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Ready? Coming to you, coming to you. Ready?
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Jones now operating from the gun. And he'll find Hall. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 44-yard line. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down now, it's Hunt. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Now Jones from the gun, he'll throw. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. 43 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready. 56 is the mic. I got it.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
He's not getting screwed. Switch it. Right 56. Go. 56. Let's put them on the buses. Let it go.
They'll toss it to Fournette. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Buzz, be ready, be ready. Check 50.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. This is going to be a good one-on-one battle to watch. Both of these guys play the game at the highest level.
Both of them are terrific competitors. They play the game with great athleticism and smarts as well.
And in this early round, the defense wins. Pulled in at the 24. A great return there of 22 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
On 2nd down, it's Hunt. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And he's taken down inside the 30. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down L.A. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Here we go. 50, plant.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. It's a gain of 7 on the ground. 2nd down coming up. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Let's go now. 30 base. Go. Ready.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones, and his throw here's incomplete. Cameron Meredith, the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Jones. There goes a deep ball. End zone. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Set,
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of the game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Bang, 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 bang. Rush it.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. Vanderbilt's own Oren Burks had the tackle defensively.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Check 13.
Fournette, a first down carry. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss.
Yeah, 56. Here we go. Check.
On play action, it's Murray. It's Williams on the catch. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Watch the slant.
Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check three.
The pitch to Fournette. He will push his way down to about the 14. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On 3rd down, here's Love. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. 14 yards as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Throwing Jones. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Amani Hooker.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Watch the slant. 58 to Mike. 58. Watch the slant.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
Let's go now. Squeeze. 15 runner. 15 runner. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Girl. Check 99.
Now Murray off play action. And able to find Kirk complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Tight dog. Tight dog. Tight dog. Check the backer. Check the backer. Hold. Wait. Yup. Check the motion. Check the call. Check the call. Zoom. 58, Mike.
Throwing on 1st down is Murray. Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Ready. Somebody. 58. Somebody. Pick me up. Here we go.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Ready. 58 to Mike. All day, baby. All day. He's checking. Crash. Hop on. Yeah. 58, right over there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
The mic, boy. 56.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. On second and goal, Murray to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, but now it's third and goal.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Murray now, third and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Tavecchio puts this one through, and that will knot us up at 10. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds like counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. You end up having to take 3 there.
The Charger drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jones going to throw again. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
97's the mic. 97's the mic. Come on, baby. Let's see what you're going to go.
Operating from the gun, Jones. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Christian Wilkins, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 32-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Here's Jones throwing on first down. This is the tight end Fant. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Jones now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Jones now operating from the gun. That is caught at the 7. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Ready? You want this? They got tight up. Even. 4 down. Even.
They'll look to throw again. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
You don't want it. Let the 6. Pull it. High. 58's the money. 58's the money.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Charger drive about to get going. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot downfield. Nope. Guarantee the head coach is like, don't get crazy. Take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game. We'll just start all over.
So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
The 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Switch ball. Check. Get it low. West. Check. Go. Switch gears.
They fake the handoff. Now Murray. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
On third down, Murray. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up fourth down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They run again with Hunt. Fighting down past the 45. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, L.A. Kareem Hunt, 60 yards. And the Chargers have taken the lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Again, it's Fournette. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now a play fake here on first down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Play fake. Murray. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now, the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Murray with a 3rd and long. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Rashawn Gary, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Charger drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Go now, 50, plant. Tight end to the right, boy, tight end to the right. Move, get it.
Now Jones from the gun, he'll throw. Open man there is Malone. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find a good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Going for it all. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
You know they wanted, you know they expected. They needed him to be sharp coming out after the half. Unfortunately, he's missed his first 3 throws. I wonder if he got out late and missed his warm-up time.
The whole team did come out a little bit later than usual. I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
Must have been a heck of a halftime speech.
Yeah, maybe just trying to rally the troops back from this deficit. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. On 3rd down, Fournette. And they stop him short of the first, as he can only get to the 20. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
The kick by Tavecchio is good, and that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones completes this one to Meredith. A gain there of 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
First down, Chargers.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 30-yard line. This is Hunt on the draw play. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. One quarter remains for the right to survive round one here in the AFC. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Jones. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He completes this to Sutton. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 2nd down now, it's Hunt, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Jones to throw on 3rd down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Amari Hooker. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
This is Fournette. Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out and picked up by the Chargers. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Fletcher Cox able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. On the run, it's Fournette. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. A big run by the big man Fournette. Give him 52 yards on the ground.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So forget about any talk of possible safeties. Here's first and 10 clear on the other side of the field. Play action. Now it's Murray. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. On second down, Love. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Murray, a quick throw out to Kirk. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
You got it. You got it.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the Chargers' 26-yard line.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy. Watch twist.
Now Fournette. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And they'll get this down to the 10.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins are going to jump back in front. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Tavecchio good on the extra point. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw forward.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
39-yard line.
Let's go now. 91. Go team, spell.
On second down, it's Cooper. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Short gain last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hall. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards there. The Chargers have a first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Hunt. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Pilot, 64, weak.
Ready? On first down, Hunt. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Hey, echo. Mike 50. I got you.
Back to throw. Got a man open. It's Sutton. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down.
Now. Move. Hey, 50. 50 to Mike. 50 to Mike. Let's go. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. And we got to get five.
He's back to throw. For the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Overtime in a playoff game. Awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only one period is played. We could call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Not a bad idea to start overtime. Feed the hot hand.
And understand that when you're feeding that hot hand, everyone else is pretty much in agreement on it. You know, a team looks at their game and says, all right, who's playing really well? Let them touch the football, and we'll do our job to help them along.
They'll run it again with Fournette. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
First throw of overtime for Murray. They'll roll him out right. And it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it.
Shotgun handoff now for Love. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone, all right? You don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 47-yard line.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long
Off play action. Murray. Flushed out right. He'll take a shot for Davis to the end zone. Oh, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Looking to throw. Jones. On the crossing route, complete. It's Hall. And he's going to score. It's a touchdown. No flags. And in an overtime thriller, they are moving on in the playoff.
No rest. They get to keep playing.
They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game. Check. Got that done. Win a wild card game. Big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working